Alright, Texas Bearded Vapor with you here again on another beautiful day in Texas. It is my partner and creator of Go For Vape's birthday, Wilson. I just want to say happy birthday, brother. Cheers. I hope you're having a great birthday, enjoying some time with your family. Today I'm going to be reviewing the hellvape Passage RDA. I really like this deck. The airflow system on it is something that's totally new, something I haven't seen before. Your air actually comes in here, goes down these channels, and then hits the coils from the side. Let me take that apart and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it comes in from this slot and hits the tops of these grooves here, goes down these grooves and into that snake bite airflow, and just lays that air across your coils. You can pop it in, and it is adjustable. You can determine how much airflow you want. I'm a wide open guy, so mine always sits wide open. The deck on it's pretty neat. It's just a 2-post, and then it has your flathead screws, but it has some pretty interesting feature. Let me bust out my tools here. Got my trusty Go For Vape toolkit, and of course I'm using my trusty Go For Vape build mat as well. Okay, so when you loosen these screws, it's going to have a block in there. And what's really neat about this is this block slides. So you put one leg under, one leg over. And as you can see, this block moves up and down. The side does the same thing. It gives you a little bit more room to build since you're using both sides instead of just one, which I do like. Today I'm going to be using, let's see what I want to use. I'm going to use our frame staple fused Claptons. See if I can get that to focus. Come on. Well, there we go. And these are 28 gauge outers with 4 pieces of 0.1 by 0.3 and then wrapped in 38 gauge, all NI80. Go ahead and turn the camera around so you can actually see these coils. Alright, so here's those coils. It's the frame staple fused Clapton by Go For Vape, and just a really, really nice coil. Oh, come on now. Of course, I want you to focus. You're going to go out of focus, but regardless, I think y'all can see that it's a high quality coil. For these, I do like my legs a little bit longer. I'm going to use 7.5 millimeter legs. Get my cutters. And these are some really high quality cutters too. This is what's in our kit. They're not those janky little thin ones that are going to break apart on you after a couple of months. Everything we use is really high quality. So let's go ahead and grab our coils. There's a couple of them, and I'm going to do 7.5. As you can see, that's our 7.5 slot. Drop that on in. Your legs protrude through the bottom there, and makes it easy to cut to the proper length. Okay, that's 1 and 2. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, you know, your coil sits like this, and it's got these blocks. So this leg here is going to go under the block, and this leg is going to go over the other block. I'll slide that in here and here. Grab my little coil rod, bring that into where I want it. You know what, I'm going to go a little bit shorter on my legs. Let's go ahead and go down to I think 6.5. Oh no, I'm gonna do 7. Okay. See how that works out for me. That looks good right there. So take my other coil, knock it down to 7 as well. Okay. And this coil is going to run the exact opposite way. The leg that's running underneath the block, this one's going to go on top, and vice versa. I'll try to get in there, see if y'all can see. Let me turn the camera around again. Okay, so we have one leg going over, one leg going under, and as you can see here, the other coil is on the other side of that block, and the same thing here. And this just makes to where your coils aren't trying to stack on top of each other and slip. They don't get in the way of each other. Really, really nice feature. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and tighten these bad boys down. Here. And here. And this is what you're going to end up with. Now these coils should be around 0.14, 0.15 after dialed in. I'm going to be using them on my my Hexone V3 here. Turn down my power on it. Don't want to fry my chip. Okay. Tighten that down a little bit too much there. Screw that bad boy on here. Oh, and another thing I need to mention about this RDA too that I found neat. This is one of the few RDAs that I don't have a Gopher Vape drip tip on. This one actually has a silver embedded drip tip, which is antimicrobial. I really, really like that. Keep everything healthy and safe. All right, let's work out our hot spots. Got my ceramic tweezers once again. Got those firing how I want. Not sure if you can see, but there's some really beautiful blues and purples in there. Cool that off. I'll be using my Gopher Vape Monster Wicks cotton. Just makes life so much easier using these. And like I say, one piece will do both coils for you. It's a pretty long piece of cotton. So, take my cotton, run it on through, pull that on all the way through. Oh, it tore for me. That's about where I needed it anyway, so that actually works out perfectly. Just like with any other cotton, if it fits tight, you're going to want to brace it a little bit better than I did there. Worked out in my favor, so I'm not complaining. And we'll do our other coil. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and trim my wicks. I'm left with this. Take my little sharp tweezers and comb these bad boys out. Flip it around, do the same thing again. Pull those even, and there we go. So now it's just left to go ahead and pack them down in the juice ports. Well, in the deck, I mean. And this has a really deep deck too. You know, my tweezers are this long, and they go in that far. So you've got that much, that deep of a juice well. I'd say 4.5 to 5 millimeters. Holds quite a bit of juice. And I'm vaping on our Monarch today with the TAC 21. Oh, my wattage got turned down somehow. That's better. Okay, I've got my cotton all tucked in, and I'm going to be vaping on some pina colada, of course DIY. This stuff smells so good. One of my favorite recipes here. Okay, I want more power than that. There we go. Maybe a tad more. There we go. That's what I want. Alright, so now I'm going to put my cap on. Your cap does spin and lock into place so you know your airflow is lined up properly. Let's take a rip. The vapor production on this thing isn't great. It does have some pretty good vapor, but you know, on some of my other RDAs I get quite a bit more. The flavor is definitely on point though. If you're looking for flavor and this is a good RDA, I definitely recommend it. I do give this one a high as well. I only buy what interests me, so you're not going to see a lot of lows from me unless I just get something and absolutely don't like it. I will give honest ratings. This would be a very high if it had better vapor production, because like I say, this is airflow all the way open. It's decent, but it's not like what some of my RDAs do. And that's my thoughts on the Passage RDA. Hope y'all enjoy the video. Hope y'all have a wonderful Saturday. Once again, happy birthday to Wilson. Cheers, brother. We love you here. Love all of you out there watching me as well. Y'all have a great weekend and keep it cloudy.